When an eagle swooped down to take a little boy away, his grandparents were surprised and scared. The reason why this bird acted in this way will shock you. Before telling you this story, I want to ask for your support by subscribing to the channel and liking this video. Thank you very much, and let's go. Jason's ancestors once lived in the beautiful mountains of North America. They have lived in and around green meadows, towering cliffs, and majestic mountains for generations. Jason was born there, and he has been raising and herding various animals for many years. At the time, Jason's son was married and was expecting the birth of his first grandson. Jason was equally excited because he had never been a grandfather before. He is looking forward to meeting the new little member of his family. Maybe the child will continue to live and work in the area when he grows up, just like his generations. While Jason looked after his flock, he smiled and thought of introducing his grandson to the flock and showing him all the beautiful sights they were going to see. Babies will undoubtedly like to buy and bleed furry sheep, but Jason has been lost in his own world for a long time. Night fell, so he began to put the sheep back into a safe fence. After all, wolves live in the mountains and can easily kill a poor sheep. With the help of his son and his trusted dog, the trio drove the sheep in the direction they needed to go. It is important that they enclose every sheep because they depend on them to help earn income. Now this is more important than ever because the baby is about to be born. But one day, Jason wanted to try something different. His days are often repeated, doing the same thing day after day. Even his meals are the same. But one day, Jason tasted the hare. He had eaten this small rabbit-like animal when he was young, but he had not eaten it in recent years. So, one morning, he got up and picked up his equipment and set out to look for the hare at the foot of the mountain. Grasping one of them to cook will be a pleasant enjoyment and a welcome change. The trek to the foot of the mountain took about half an hour, so he had to get there and return before noon in the morning in order to take care of his flock for the rest of the day. The sun has just risen, but the air has warmed up. To be sure, it will be another sunny and beautiful day. But as he was trekking, Jason heard a strange, unusual sound at the foot of the cliff. He still walked tirelessly through the forest, where he felt at home, and he knew all the roads that people walked in the area and all the animals in the forest. There is a forest stream not far from the hut. It flows out from under the stone. It is cold and delicious. Even if you drink a lot, you still want to continue drinking. Hate was their drinking and resting, and those who came from the village did not know that there was a source here, only he knew it. A spring that was hard to see in 100 years, and who else could be in this wilderness besides him? It's inaccessible here. It was a voice he could not pinpoint accurately, but something drove him in that direction. Since the bottom of the cliff, Jason's eyes were widened by the sight before him. It was a beautiful, huge, and majestic eagle, but something was wrong. It screamed in pain. It seems to have damaged its wings. As soon as the eagle saw Jason, it wanted to flutter its wings and fly, but it never left the ground. Jason wondered if it had damaged its wings while fighting with animals. He guessed he would never know, but what he knew was that he had to help the poor bird. Jason took off his jacket and gently wrapped it around the eagle. It no longer struggles, just looks at him, as if praying for a man's help. Jason carried the eagle all the way home. He was amazed at how heavy and huge the birds were. They dive and soar all the way in the sky, and they don't look big. When he got home, Jason ordered his son to take the sheep to the field. Then he took the eagle to a room in his house, where he began to wash the injured wing and treat it with medicine, gauze, and bandages. He even brought the eagle some meat to eat, hoping it would keep its strength. Once his work was done and he was satisfied with the eagle's wings, he created a habitat for it and brought it extra food and water during its recovery. Jason didn't want to keep the eagle forever. He just wanted to make sure it was safe and good enough to be put back into the wild. The eagle seemed to understand this and was very grateful to the man for his efforts. But one day, the eagle finally recovered and could fly. So all the Jason family gathered outside and watched the beautiful birds soar into the air and fly back to the mountain where it used to be. But this is not the last time Jason will see the eagle. It would visit the house every few days and even sit in the field next to Jason and guard his flock. This is an unlikely friendship, which stems from a kind and simple act. 10 months later, Jason finally had a grandson, a little boy named Johnny. He was born in the family mansion and is a strong and beautiful child. One of the most amazing things about birthday is that the eagle greets the baby there, but watched with curiosity as Jason held his baby, then flew away screaming, circling happily in the air. Shortly after Johnny was born, the whole family held a big party to celebrate the arrival of the new couple. Not only are all of Jason's family there, but the extended family has embarked on a journey to meet this new excellent member of their family. They brought food and presents, and everyone was chatting happily, eating, drinking, and above all, cooing to the beautiful little baby boy sitting in the crib in the middle of the room. Walking outside for a little fresh air, Jason heard a familiar scream. He knew at once that it was the eagle he had saved. He looked around and saw the eagle swooping down and landing only a few feet away from him. However, it behaved a little strangely, making strange chirps and flapping its huge wings from time to time. Jason frowned, wondering if he wanted to meet the baby, so he went into the room and held Johnny. No sooner had he returned outside, however, than the eagle flapped his wings into the air, but just as it did so it seized Johnny's little shoulder and flew away with him. Jason got a fright, and the whole person froze in place. What is the eagle doing? Why would it do that? When he came to his senses, Jason ran into the house and shouted that the eagle had taken the child. They ran out without thinking and began to chase the eagle flying not far away. People are afraid that the eagle will leave the child. If this happens, the result will be disastrous. But the family chased for less than a minute, and there was a huge rumble behind them. Turning around, they looked in the direction of the house where they were just now. In front of them, there was a towering cliff, which had begun to collapse. Little huge boulders began to fall from the cliff, and several of them smashed into the house and smashed it like paper. The whole family watched in amazement, and just then the eagle came back with Johnny, gently laid him on the ground, and then jumped back a few feet so that he could be quickly picked up by his parents. When everyone was running around the baby, watching him and making sure he was all right, Jason walked over to the eagle. Somehow, the eagle knew that the landslide was coming, and he knew to save the child. Jason was unable to express his gratitude to the bird. Perhaps this is the eagle's way to repay Jason's kindness. He would never really know, but all he knew was that the bird had saved all their lives, for which he would always be grateful. How did this beautiful story make you feel? In your opinion, is this story true or false? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.